What's up, guys? TechNinja81. I got a topic for you. E-bikes. So, they are a somewhat controversial topic. I know there's a lot of hate for them out there, and there's some love for them. Let me start out by saying, a couple of years ago in the city of Toronto, when they introduced the e-bike pilot project, I was actually probably one of the first people to actually go out and buy one. Yes, I used to ride an e-bike. That was how I got my introduction to the two-wheeled world. Obviously, not nearly as fun or practical, I would guess, as a motorcycle. But I have to admit, if I hadn't gone into that, I might not be riding a motorcycle today. Now that said, what do you guys think of them? The reason I ask is, like I said, there's a lot of hate and there's a bit of love for them too. In my opinion, our city's not ready for them. Again, I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. There are some Canadian cities that are actually set up and educated, and that's the key word, is educated, for the use of e-bikes. When I say that, one notable example is Vancouver, BC. Now, a couple of friends of mine and I were talking about this the other day. In Vancouver, they have charge stations set up for them. They have parking lots that have proper reserved seats for them. Parking spots, geez. Which, you know, they have that for motorcycles as well. But there are actual designated e-bike parking spots with charging stations. Why is a charging station important? Because, well, if you don't know, most e-bikes can only give you about a 40 to 50 kilometer an hour range on a single charge. Not bad if you're just using it as a short distance thing, you know, go and pick up groceries or something at the local shopping center. But if you're going anywhere more than a little bit of a distance away, you can get yourself into some trouble pretty quickly on an e-bike, because those batteries are essentially car batteries. They are heavy and they take about 12 hours to recharge once you let them get low. Not only that, but if you let them discharge to that point, you're also damaging your overall battery life. Not a good thing. That's point one for me. Point two, as I kind of mentioned before, education. Again, for those of you not in the know, e-bikes are, for all intents and purposes, considered to be bicycles. Motorized bicycles. What does that mean? Well, at least for the Toronto area, or Ontario area, essentially you have to be at least 16 years old and you must wear a DOT approved helmet if you're going to ride an e-bike. Now, a DOT approved helmet is not necessarily a bicycle helmet. A DOT approved helmet is anything that you're legally allowed to wear on a motorcycle. Now, why would you want a motorcycle helmet on an e-bike? Well, gee, let me think. You're on city streets. You're not supposed to be riding on the sidewalks like so many of them that I see. You're sharing the lane, the far right lane and the right side of said lane, with other moving vehicles on the road. So obviously, you need to be wearing at least some kind of protection. I'm pretty sure that in Vancouver, BC, a lot of the e-bike riders out there are aware of this, and probably are more inclined to follow the law. Really, it's for your own safety and that of everybody else on the road. Here in Toronto, you see a lot of people that either are uneducated or just don't give a damn, and they're riding with no helmet, or they're riding with a bicycle helmet, they're riding in their sandals, flip-flops, what have you. Okay, personal choice. You can do what you want as long as you're following the law. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, these vehicles, which are, by the way, limited to about 32 kilometers an hour by law, again, you're sharing roads with other motorized vehicles. If you choose not to wear any kind of protection on said vehicle, you're stupid. You might as well be hopping on a motorcycle, not wearing any kind of protective gear, and just go on riding out there and hope to hell that nothing ever happens. It's the same difference to me. Now there's a lot of other things too about e-bikes, laws, rules, whatever. Those are some of the most important. Now going back to my whole point about education, it's not just about wearing the gear. It's the road etiquette. And the fact of the matter is, it seems like here in Toronto, you can go to a Walmart, you can buy their brand of e-bike, you can go to, I don't know, well, there's actually dedicated e-bike resellers. There's actually a lot of them now, especially if you live in the downtown area. And if it's one of the less reputable places, they'll gladly sell you an e-bike, let you walk out the door, and ride away. Probably without your helmet that you're supposed to, by law, be wearing. Probably without telling you any of the other laws and regulations, because quite frankly, they either don't care or they just don't know themselves. That's, I think, one of the biggest problems. Look at places like Asia, like say for example Taiwan. Watching More Death 13's videos, you see all the scooters, he himself rides one, and you see e-bikes, and man, there are tons of them. A place like that, they need them. If all those people on 2 wheels were on 4 wheels in a car, van, truck, whatever, the traffic would be so much worse than it already is. 2-wheeled vehicles are absolutely the way to go. They are much more efficient and a much better way to get around. They're more fun. But with your due diligence, with your education. Here, people are riding in the wrong part of the road, they're blocking traffic, they're riding on the sidewalks. They're more likely to cause accidents than anything. The fact of the matter for me is, I think e-bikes should actually, if not be licensed, at least have a means of identification. That's another thing too, is e-bikes are not an insurable vehicle currently. They do not require a license plate. So again, basically anybody can go buy an e-bike and ride away and good to go. I think personally that even if you don't make them an insurable vehicle, make them plateable. It can be free insurance, that's fine, if that's the way they decide to go with it. But plate them. Because at least if you see some dumbass on an e-bike doing something stupid, which quite frankly around here is often a drunk driver who's using an e-bike because they lost their license for driving drunk, at least there's some way to hold them accountable. Because what else are you going to report if you got to call them into the police? Oh, I saw a red e-bike riding erratically on the road. Well, I'm sorry, but there's how many red e-bikes in the city of Toronto alone? So yeah, my opinion, they're a good thing. We're just not ready for them yet. We're not set up properly for them. There's things that need to be changed. I would love to see them become a more I don't know, I'd love to see people become more educated about them. That's basically the main thing. I'd love to see them become like a well-liked, usable vehicle, because it really does help people get around with the right intentions. So again, back to you guys. How do you guys feel about them? What are your thoughts? Leave me a comment below, or post me up a video response with your own ideas. I'd love to hear them. And that's it for now, guys. Ride safe. Tech Ninja out.